Hey guys, what's going on? It's going to be raining here. I didn't put a thumbnail up. Got in a hurry. Oh well. Got all the links in the chat, and hopefully we will get some people in here for the 4 o'clock shadow show. Where to begin? Where to begin? Well, let's get Doctor Who out of the way, huh? Doctor Who audio annual. These are pretty cool with Peter Purvis and Anneke Wills and some of the Matthew Waterhouse and Nicole Bryant, Jeffrey Beavers, some of the companions dealing with different doctor stories that they served under. And there's a couple of these. I've shown one before. Back up there, huh? I've got a few Godzilla items here to show you. Just the little ones. I showed you the display the other day that had a sample of one. What do you think about that, Kong? If I show some Godzilla stuff. Wow. Okay. You sure? Okay. All right. All right. All right. Just checking. Just checking. Yeah, I got some graded books, color guides, rare Pez, clicks, rare books, autographs, old models, headers, promo items. Got a bunch of stuff. So let's start off with some of the small stuff. These were some of the Godzillas. Put that against my wide hair and maybe it'll show up. Don't even think about changing that channel. In fact, before we really get started, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. We went over 100 subscribers. Man, it blew up from like 300 to, man, that looks like his tail broke, but I think it's just out of the water. You know, it's like coming out of the water. It's not connected to the main body. But this would have been like the one of the movie. It had a, if you remember that display box, it had a classic side and it had the movie side. And here was the main protagonist of the movie. Remember, he kind of like a walking, multi-legged thing that he fought, kaiju. And I mean, look at the base. Okay, that's the base, little bitty thing. Look how thick that base is. What's up with that? I don't know, but it's definitely has a thicker base, much thicker base, and a little bit translucent blue if you can see, you can see through it. And then one of the old ones, gray, firing his atomic breath. That's cool. Just rake Tokyo with it. All right, enough of that. What we got here? Oh yeah. Wait till later on that. I thought that was pretty cool. I just happened to catch that with my eye. Come on, don't kill my mouse. Here's an aerial body part. Now, there we go. Aerial body part, Pez. Not dusted off, sorry. These were like, Ariel is like a gas place or something over in Europe. So, and these weren't released in America. This is the Ariel, and there's different ones. There's even glow in the dark face and stuff. Pretty neat. I have some of those, and I'll show those in the future. But yeah, just an aerial body part kit, and it folds out. This backdrop and everything folds out into its own little thing with stuff. It's pretty neat. Play World, Pez Play World. These came out, I guess, in the 90s, if I'm remembering right. Out of Germany, I guess, Austria. I don't see a date on these, but these came out, around that time. And there's different hair colors for the boy and everything. You snap these body parts on your Pez, just like the Ninja Turtles and the feet there too. I've sewed some of these and gotten some of these, and you'd see like pretty good shape, I guess. But This one here on the end, you can see a dark spot. I mean, these bonbons are soft. I don't know. The candy is soft and some. Hey, trusty sidekick, I saw you. I didn't put a delay in today, so hopefully that helps. You know, I bought these within the last year, but I used to have them when they came out. Let's see what year this one is. They're little digest novelette books, reprints, really. No, let's see. First edition. That looks like 1962, but that's not right. Let's see. 1982, maybe? I don't know. 1982, maybe. That might be right. But yeah, all color Jarella or whatever. Yeah, Heart of the Atom type story. I'd pick these up at Walden Books in our mall. And, this exposed me to some of the other stuff in color. I mean, here's a piece there we go, of the Hulk climbing Statue of Liberty. I guess he gets to Ellis Island there. They shoot Hulks, don't they? Classic story. What's going on today, Trusty? Are you over in England? I think you're here in America, right? But you were saying something like Chaps or something. I was like, he sounds like he's from England. Superman and Spider-Man, of course, their second meeting with this time Dr. Doom and the Parasite. And John Buscema did the artwork to it, the cover, and the inside interior artwork. And they had a treasury edition, but they also had the smaller edition of it. And I thought that was cool. I actually had some production art from this book. Hey, General Piggy, great to see you, brother. I backed your book the other day, my friend. Thank you. And we're going to be adding some stuff. And another gentleman tomorrow. We're going to be really working it over and putting some new tiers in and going to make it look really nice. I've been to the graphic designers today, and real excited about that. I returned some artwork to John that she had scanned in, getting the trading cards and everything all scanned in and sent, and things sent to colorists. And oh man, there's just a lot to do. But anyway, I've got some great items to show you today. This is a nice book. And I may have I kind of redid my back a little bit here to expose some other stuff. And I grabbed these, and I think I've shown these, but they bear repeating. Sleestack, I try not to repeat anything, but Sleestack had made a comment about one of those digests, and it's like, I've shown those before. Just go back and watch. I mean, if you want to see a book that there's only 20 known to exist, and comic related book at that, if you want to see the one and only color guide or original artwork that I own or unpublished or published, I have both. Go back and look at some of the old ones. I know everybody's only has so much time in the day, but even in my early videos, I'm showing some pretty promo stuff. So check it out and tell your friends. We catapulted over 100 subscribers, so that's great. Tales of Suspense, number 35, of course, has a Watcher Proto Watcher or whatever. What is it? I forget. Before the Watcher was a tryout. This is from the Bill Black collection, and he signed the certificate of authenticity and everything with it. This document certifies as this item or items described below are guaranteed to be one owner books. So I'm the second owner of this book. He bought it straight off the stands when he was a kid in the 60s. Brought new off the stands by Bill Black and R from his personal collection. So that's part of the Bill Black collection. And it didn't come cheap. Just saying. I had pulled these out of order. I have some color guides here. I'm excited. And a lot of autographs, stuff. Uh, I'll just hold off on this. I got that out of order. That was I didn't even have a thumbnail. Trying to be on time, guys. Hey, Tree Goblin, what's going on? Let's see. Let's see what the chat's saying. I'm in Virginia. Okay. Well, you were saying some things in I guess on Twitter that I was like, he sounds like he's from England. I had the Batman Hulk crossover in small paperback format once upon a time. Yeah, I had to rebuy it myself. And I know I had the Treasure Edition, and I think I have it now, but I'm not sure. What I want to know is this: do you have any Big Little books? Yes, and I've featured Big Little books on the show. You just haven't caught the right episode. I can't say I have a massive amount, but I'll show them as I find them. Now this was this is the reason I have this book. It's a great Neil Adams cover and everything. Hot on Jimmy Olsen, Superman Powell, but it was an Adler, and I tried to collect even if I don't own this Adler. My friend in Tennessee doesn't own this Adler. Maybe the guy that I bought the Adlers from has it. I don't know, or his former partner, but I know it's an Adler, so I wanted the book so I could say this was an Adler that was saved in some form, whether it was the painted color guide or the trimmed or the untrimmed approval covers or something else, file copy. I have the Jack Adler. I have the only 5. It shows the whole process. You have the file copy, the untrimmed, the trimmed approval covers, the color guide, and I guess it'd be like your acetate or paper guide as well. So I have the only one that has 5 stages, and I even showed the book the other day on that, and I've previously shown. Now this one I showed an approval cover on. This is Predator versus Magnus Robot Fighter. Remember that? Barry Windsor Smith. I got that when that came out, but I have a approval cover with the ads, and it's about this long. The cover folded out, not folded, but with the ads and everything printed on it. And I've shown that before. I just came across these books. They're gathered up together. So, all right. So I have 2 copies of this. So take your pick of what's better. From Beyond the Unknown, number 1. Whoop. Man, I have to get this one in a new bag. Probably all of them. But little DC 15 center there, early 70s. Pretty nice shape, both of them. Now here's another one from Beyond the Unknown, number 6, and it's a Neil. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably a Neil Adams cover. Praying mantises. For me, it was always the wife on my back, but on this, it's praying mantises. Wife jokes are the easiest, and the wives say the husband jokes are the easiest. And here is from Beyond the Unknown, number 25, and this was an Adler, and so I added it to my collection to make sure I at least have the comic that I know the Adlers are out there, because who knows, things go around and you might wind up with the Adler one day if I go back into that market of getting some. Here's Anthro number 2. I showed the second highest graded copy on an earlier stream of Anthro number 2, and this is just another copy that I have. But it's in pretty nice shape. At least when I bought it, it was the second highest graded copy. I forget the grade on it. It's pretty good for this, I think it only ran like 5-6 issues, kind of like Creeper did. By just Steve Ditko, Creeper. And there was some creeper Steve Ditko. I have one of them. I've shown one of them in the Jack Adler collection. Just barely missed getting like issue 6 of that, the painted one. You get outbid sometimes. The reason I had this one, Weird Worlds, Edgar, Tarzan presents Edgar Rice Burroughs, and this is issue 1. Joe Kubert cover. That one that I was mentioning that I had all 5 of is issue 3, I think. And there's some Adlers to this title as well. And I thought it's a short run. I'll just go ahead and get one. And that's pretty nice. This is a, black cover, so it's sensitive to get nicks and stuff in. Now, this is another Jack Adler book. And anytime you see any of these photo covers or photo inserts, he invented that. So in comics. So, he worked on Action Comics #1. And if you haven't, looked at the Jack Adler thing or some other things that I've featured Jack Adler stuff and don't know his stuff, go back and watch them, man. They're, informative. But yeah, partial photo cover there. And then, of course, some of the real vehicles and people and things have been colorized here. But this is a Jack Adler. Fairly inexpensive. I think you could get it for like about $80 plus shipping back, a few years ago. Maybe about that now, if it's still available. Thongor, the reason I had this book is I showed a test cover. I've shown this test cover before of Thongor, which is like an inspection cover, that they pull off the line and inspect and make sure that nothing's wrong, like Creatures on the Loose featuring Thongor. Okay, it may be an early pull, may be missing featuring, and then they have to go back to press and print it up right. Of course, they're supposed to get that in printing, but not always. I mean, there was a Marvel comic recently that had the name of a character spelled wrong on the cover. Do we have any editors? Now, I have I believe it's the trimmed approval cover. There wasn't very many #1s in Jack Adler collection, and there wasn't very many Steve Ditkos. So the very first one I bought, and you go back on that Jack Adler thing, this thing split. I'm going to have to put this in something else. It's not in that high grade anyway. Hawk and Dove #1 by Steve Ditko. I paid $300 for the Adler, and that was my very first Adler. Was this not this book? The production art that helped produce this book. For Steve Ditko and being a rare #1 issue. Not their first appearance. I guess this would be their second appearance because they made their first appearance in Showcase, like a lot of characters, right? And then Ditko did, I believe, the cover to #2, but by #3 we had moved on, and I have 2 copies of that. Here's #3 by Gil Kane. I don't know if you've seen these or not. Silver Age, Hawk and Dove. And you'll see a color difference here. Look at the background blue. Often you will in runs. One's darker than the other. So it's just interesting to get more than, and they may be subtle and they may be drastic. Sandman #1 with Jack Kirby on his run in the mid-70s has a purple or magenta like cover that's considered a variant and worth a lot more if you can get those few when it starts running out of color in the ink, and they continue to run. And that's the operator's fault. He should, and quality control should check on that. Here is #4, another Gil Kane cover of Hawk and Dove. Some Silver Age goodness. Now we're getting to something a little bit modern. Wolverine. And I guess this is John Romita Jr.'s signature from maybe '05. He did years. So signed it up here. Wolverine 26. And it comes with a certificate of authenticity. See what this says real quick. Yeah, they guarantee it, and it's stamped 2005. That's probably when it from the Comic Oasis in Las Vegas, Nevada. But it doesn't. Dealers Astor Station something. Oh, I don't. They never say who. They guarantee the signature, but they don't tell you who the signature is of. But it's Junior, I believe, and '05 would be in correspondence with this date that they stamped. So I think these are John Romita Jr., and I met him in 1986. And here he is signed again. Of course, this is a Jim Storino homage type cover, right? And Wolverine during this time was like an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. They ran a storyline, 5 or 6 parts. This is part 2, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I guess this would be the first part of that, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. part 1 of 6, yeah. Numbering 2 of 6 here. How hard can it be, Rex? How hard can it be? Now I have Joe James or something like that. I don't know. And then here, this one. Yeah, and silver here. Very stylistic. Let's see. I guess that's 14. Looks more like 24. But he signed it in 2014, I guess. Or is that 94? Okay, he signed it in 94. Looking down here, the cover art was done in 93. Of course, Defiant Comics, Dark Dominion #1. It's amazing. Tall guy, was editor of Marvel. Anyway, this was his after he got done with Valiant. And they had Plasma, Defiant Comics, Jim Shooter. I could not think of his name. And I met the man. He's very tall. Very tall. I gave him a hard time. And then here he signed this one. This is I forget, and it's so small. This is Broadway Comics, I think. So small. Why do you want to do that? Put your branding on there and let everybody know Marvel's like Marvel, Let them know it's from you. But he signed it, and then he signed this one in 96. I like that with the knot. Did chat just come in here to say hi and then leave? Are you still there? Maybe if I say Big Little Books, huh? Maybe I get a response then. Oh, that's neat. This is Bendis, I believe, signed this. Big B. I think that's what I gave for it, $5 too. And the cover price was $2.99, so he got me for a couple more bucks when these were brand new and out, but they were signed, and I thought they were worth it. No issue number, really. It's Century and Spider-Man. It's amazing that you just can't put the issue number on there and what year it was printed and just the basics to help a collector out. Come on. But yeah, it's got a big B there and what do this thing. Signed in silver. Trying to I think people stylize their autographs just so that they won't have to be neat with their autograph. I don't know. Fake your way through it something quick. I know with Frank Miller, he used to write out Frank Miller and then when I came back, he'd just go FM. So, and today we're going to see some autographs where um, uh, he signed his, Bernie Wrightson signed his name uh, fully out. Hi, I'm still at work. That's why I'm not chatting. I understand. Yeah, and a lot of people do that. I know Shadowhawk, who's not in here, he's probably not off work yet or something, work late, but he listens to me on the way home. I'm glad to see General Piggy in here, though, finally. Um, some more. No issue number on this either. It sucks. The Century and Fantastic Four, signed by Bendis, I believe. Although he's the writer, so is that Bendis? Do you know this autograph? I don't know. $5 though, and another one by him. I snatched them all up because that's what we do. $5, and no issue, no, not even here by the barcode. I mean, if you know how to read a barcode, you can see. It's got a nice painterly type cover. But would Jack Kirby come out with something like this? Does this scream power and excitement to you? Even back then? Yeah. Yeah. Just saying. All right. Century versus The Void. There you go. Yeah, I paid $10 for this one. Again, signed by Bendis, I think. I don't know if it's Bendis or not. I don't see him in the credits that are on the cover, but yeah, shelled them out and got them. I got these years and years ago. I mean, we're talking maybe early 90s. All right. These were in the batch, so I thought I'd show them. Superheroes from the Mind of Clive Barker. Ecto Kid. This is issue 5. Didn't collect a lot of Ecto Kid. Here. Wow. All right. I guess I'll put them like that till they slide. And Hyperkind, I really enjoyed Hyperkind. Of course, number 1 had a embossed full cover. This is number 2, introducing the Beauty of Bliss. I like the artwork on it. I thought it was one of the more exciting Clive Barker things. I can't say this was probably the one that I read, the Hyperkind. The others, I might have gotten an issue or two, but never really read. But Hyperkind I probably read when it came out, at least the first few issues. I thought it was a good mashup of characters and things. Blades for hands and the techno guy that reminded me of the Vision. This is number 4. Oh, you're still driving? Cool. I figured you were. Yeah, figured you were. Keep your hands on the wheel, brother. We don't want to lose you. And this was a sideways cover. You really didn't see. You see that more today, but not. I know Todd McFarlane did a sideways cover on Spider-Man, uh, the Spider-Man title. Number 6 of Hyperkind. Sideways. That's one of my favorite jokes from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. She's tougher than she looks. Last baby she had come out sideways. But yeah, that's number 6 of Hyperkind. Sideways cover. Lorenzo. I think I have some more, at least one more digest to show you. And I was going to say, Lorenzo, if you like those military digests, those I got with from the Harvey, the same guy I got the Harvey file copies. They may even be, I I don't think they're Harvey file copies, but I have some more. I mean, I've shown them on previous things. I guess you haven't went back and watched some of them because I have some more of those military ones. Some with Black Cat stories in them, and those do go for higher. Let's see. I think I've. And then here's Hyperkind number number 3. So that was out of order. Little Clive Barker there. Okay, so on to something with meat hooks in it. Okay, this is a near mint copy. Of course, I bought it off the stands, 30 cents. I forget how much I paid for it, but it was quite a bit. A few years ago. Jack Kirby cover, Avengers 152. I bought that off the stands for 30 cents originally, but I paid for the high grade. I know this. I think this is the first appearance of Black Talon there. I think that's what he's called. Nightmare in New Orleans. It's when Wonder Man was first resurrected, and then of course he becomes, part of the Avengers. I feel like I need to take. All right, I'll show you another good one, and then we'll come back to the comics. I don't want to bore anybody. I'm almost afraid that people will tune out if I don't show them just one of a kind items. Captain 3D. This is one of many copies I have. This is the third work of Steve Ditko. Of course, Jack Kirby cover. 1952, 53. I can't remember. 1953. This is a Harvey file copy, very fine plus. If I would just read my own notations on the back. But yeah, I've collected a lot of these. You can still find these for fairly reasonable. And this is Steve Ditko's third work in comics. Hey, Gap Stargate. It's good to see you. 1953 Harvey file copy there. All right, moving on from these boring comics. Trusty K, now I've known him for years now. Yeah. Let's go to the color guides. Some color guides I have. Or should I go to... Oh, I don't know, man. I've got some nice stuff picked out for today. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I showed some autograph. There's more autographs to come. These unfortunately are not real on this reprint, fake, but interesting nonetheless, and good to compare if you do get an Adam West or a Burt Ward, Robin, and Batman. Batman, standing up in the car. I met, what year? Mid-90s, maybe 95. I met Adam West. Very nice. Thanks for trying to slide on me. Very nice guy. I wish I'd known more about his acting history and we could have even engaged more. Yeah, here's a nice shot of him taking a... See, when you tuned in today, you didn't know Batman was going to be unmasked. Well, that's what he looks like. Just saying. And I didn't show this yesterday. And this actor on the ground was probably the guy being socked yesterday by Captain America. But now, looking at his face from the side view here, I don't know if that was the same guy that was getting socked in the other one. But he's done a lot of things, character acting. He had a long Hollywood career. And, of course, Clayton Moore that did The Long Ranger, he played in movie serials, usually as the thugs that were going up against the superheroes, long before he did Long Ranger. But that's from the Captain America movie. He has a gun on him. I don't know if you know that actor or recognize him. He's kind of young there because this would have been early 40s. The real Batman, yes. I'm Batman. And he had the most beautiful cat women. That's all we'll say about that. From 1946, as we speak, September issue, 10 cent from Fawcett Publications, Captain Midnight number 44, 6.0, out of the safe. Glad to find that to show to you. All complete blue label. That's what you want, right? Blue label. Or so they tell me. I should have took it out of the bag. A lot of glare. Weren't you on the early Stack-in streams? Oh, trusty sidekick. I can't try adding you to DM like group. Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Little banter going on there. Mm-hmm. I'll get this out of order. So, but yeah, man, one of my favorite Tom Grummett. I really like Tom Grummett stuff. Was glad to find these color guides. I'll show you the comic too. Maybe I'll show you that when I get to the comic. And this one I bought because it was all marked up. This is from X-Men number 58. It says Grid Lasers. I thought it was a wonderful shot, like the artist that did Storm, but that it has so many notations on it about her skin color and other things around the, I wanted one that was marked up just so that I could show people the process. And I did a little bit of this today with my color guides with my graphic designer and my artist today. And like I say, we're going to do a major overhaul on the campaign that's up now and work on the main campaign that'll be come up March 1st. I was on a couple times, yeah. So that's from X-Men number 56. That's a I guess a color guide, skin tone for Storm looks like it needs a 6+ more red. She looks or 6% more red. She looks almost green here. Yeah. So, I guess this is like a color. Yeah, this is a color guide. I don't know what I'm thinking. It was with the other color guides. Yes, it's a color guide. Anyway. Yeah, it's interesting to read those notations and the different things, Man, I got so much stuff. I'm like going, what do I grab first? I've been thinking about the campaign and a bunch of stuff. My mind is racing, so you'll forgive me, hopefully. Now, I found a couple pages from X-Men Annual number 99 that has that featured Colossus and one of my favorites, Machine Man. I guess Jack Kirby created him. Make sure that okay. Yeah, so we got a color. This is page 26 of the X-Men Annual number 99 you might have in your collection. Here's the one of the pages, the color guides, and you can flip it around and see kind of absorbed through the paper. And actually, I've got some coming up that have another piece of paper on the back of it just because of this, because it would go through this fairly thin paper. It's not the thinnest. It's pretty good stock, but still the markers that they were using at this time tended to bleed through. So yeah, a little Machine Man action going on there. I just have to look that particular issue up to see what I want to put that back so I can show it. And then here's another one. This is same X-Men Annual number 1999. The only 2 years I didn't really collect is when I was doing missionary work, and that was like 1999 and 2000. And a lot of good stuff came out during those years. So I've had I can get some stuff. This is page number 32 from that. I have my fan there, kind of blowing things around. It's kind of warm earlier. It's raining now, drizzling rain. It's supposed to rain for a couple days. Yeah, Machine Man. But see there, that one didn't bleed through that much. Go figure. Maybe he was a little heavy-handed. I don't want to show these yet because I want to show them with the comic. I do want to get that back in order. Yeah, Tom Grummett artwork. I had to have this. I got what I felt was the nicest pages that were available. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Told you I found some stuff for you guys today. I was excited to get on here today. Show some of this. Okay, so we'll put this aside till I can find the comic here in a minute. This is a color guide to it's Bagley artwork. I have more than one page, so this is from Thunderbolts 43. Okay, see how they're doing it now. A lot of them do it different. 43. I think I've got everything in order here. But I have multiple pages, so from the same issue. 43. Yep. Sorry, guys. Anybody like Mark Bagley out there? Got some autograph stuff from him that I haven't shown yet. I don't think. I may have shown those that were signed by him. Come on. It's the second sheet on there, yeah, with notations. Okay, what is this? Okay, that's another issue. We got this one all together. Okay, so here's Mark Bagley artwork. This is Thunderbolts number 43, page 7, a little Baron Zemo. And again, Wonder Man. Yes, an Avenger. And Tom Thumb there, it looks like. Tom Thumb was part of and that's Citizen V, I believe. But Tom Thumb was part with Hyperion and all that with the squadron. He's the long-haired hippie sitting there and then engaging them. Yeah, this one had some bleed through on it. It's interesting to see production art done, say, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, newer stuff like this, but not exactly new because, this type of stuff's not even made anymore. Practically like this. This shows the Tom Thumb off a lot. It says Captain America flashback. And I don't know, but I would say this might be Charco, the character that was introduced in Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts, no, sorry, wrong franchise. But I think that might be Charco down there, which is pretty cool. Hyperion and Marvel's version of Superman, yes, he was. In my opinion, you bet. It was all based on Justice League, that whole team. This is page, I'm sorry, that was page, not that you'll remember, but that's page 8. And this is page 15. Little Hawkeye there, and Tom Thumb's in the bag again, and other members, Songbird, and this looks like it might be Black Widow in the close-up and everything. We'll bleed through. And this one here is page 17. And okay, it's not attached, but it is stapled. And a lot of this production art, you will get staples, pinholes. Yeah, I guess this has a staple in it. I guess it had something attached to it at one time. Maybe another page from the story pages. I think that is Black Widow. Bleed through. And this is the last. Looks like Charco's in this one panel here too. I think that's Charco. I bought not too long ago his first appearance. I think I know happy. I think I've got 2 now of his first appearance. He's on the cover, and I think it was designed by a fan. I think it was a contest, so that made it interesting. I liked when they Adventure Comics in DC in the early 80s did that with Dial H for Heroes. Kids, and I even submitted a character to DC called Fusion. Here's page 21. for the dilates for heroes, and then they feature it and give you your name and your comic book and where you're from and everything. I really like that aspect of that. It was like Ben 10 before Ben 10. We'll bleed through that. Okay, we'll come back to these, and I'm not showing you when I come to the comic. That way I can show you, you'll know, oh, I have that, maybe. Oh, here's some more color guides. Let's go back to the comic, shall we? You remember these? Devil Flyer, each campaign is going to have one sheet, too, like these, except with the ponchos, so that you can put them in. It'll have, like, the first one will probably be Devil Flyer, and we'll have where you can put it in a binding, and then every subsequent book you will get another one, and there may be more on the main campaign where you can get two or three of them. I mean, I've already got the artwork that could very easily do like this. The Sea Demons already full color watercolor that was done years ago. Fortunately, I took it back to John. It wasn't lost in my fire. So, and that will be in the Alterna ads too. If you don't know, I don't know who's out there in the chat, but I have, I'll be in 5 different Alterna books. I bought 7 ads, an inside back cover ad and a back cover ad on some. And, but now, do you remember these? The official handbook of Marvel Universe. Of course, they came out in comic book form, but they also did the binding type. And this is number 32, one of the later editions with Maverick and other characters on there. And they were laid out like this with all the information. Now, mine will not have that much information. Just saying. But now, with this, yeah, I guess I don't see any ponchos in this one. This is number 8. And they're like that. Yeah. They all did the same pose. Of course, that's one of my favorite characters, Atuma. In his first appearance in a comic book in Fantastic Four, whatever number it was, 30 something, was partial photo cover. Beautiful photo cover. Looks like a big largemouth bass there, but I don't see any ponchos in this one. I guess they are. I guess this is the cover sheet, and then you have if I just look, it has the ponchos. But yeah, I thought that would be a neat idea to do sheets, and then after a while you have a sheet with stats or whatever, some information on the characters to put in a binder, and we can certainly do that. I'd love to do that. Here is number 34. And this is just a backdrop for the Xbox 360, a Batman Arkham Asylum card. I only gave $2.49 for it online, so I have some DVDs like this. I showed a DVD of the artist like that too. They'd put them behind the product, and when the product's out, the card's still there. Here's some cards. A lot of these are wizard cards. This one I'm going to have to get signed by Billy Tucci. This is a wizard chromium card of She, number 10, wizard. It's got a claw, full enhanced a little bit there, and then a couple of Superman, Witchblade. There's an Angelia. This is Ash from Joe Costata. There's Zen. And this is Quest. This is another Ash card up here. So just a mixture. But now that, I was glad to see the Billy Tucci. I had to pull that out and have him on at the For Fans Fest if that goes forward. Some nice cards. Some of them Wizard. I guess came out of the Wizard editions. That almost looks like Fragaboom, but I know this is probably the Witchblade is probably Michael Turner artwork, and The Angelia is a wizard. The She is a wizard. That blue lightning like Superman is a wizard card, and that Ash card is a wizard card. These others, I don't know. And this one, that Superman's is embossed. Solar Man of the Atom, some Barry Windsor Smith goodness, and it is signed. Wow. Okay. Is that Barry Windsor Smith's autographed? I don't know. I don't see an autograph. I mean, I don't see, and I'm not that familiar with this. Yeah, I can see a BW there. It's signed very lightly, very thinly in silver by Barry Windsor Smith up there. And when he went to this style here, of course, this is the early 90s, probably 93, 92, 93, something like that, right? Um, I think he started changing styles when he did in the early 80s, a decade earlier, when he did a few things. He was doing a few independent things, maybe some portfolio stuff too, but his style really changed from like trying to be like Kirby, because they wanted him to be like Kirby back in the 70s, looks a lot like Kirby, to when he did the Machine Man. That was the first time I was like, wow, man. And it's more like this, more like he draws today. The Machine Man 4-issue miniseries. All righty. I should have used this as my thumbnail. I got in a hurry and didn't even put a thumbnail up. Okay. Well, just by rearranging things back there, I'd forgotten this. Here's a signed House of Mystery 213 by Bernie Wrightson. Just B whatever he does with his name. It looks like BL to me, but in gold. And I have 2 Adlers to this. That's why I got this. And you can see the difference in coloring too, how they recolored. Ta-da! The Showcase book has that same cover. But look at the color difference. And there's static on TV there, and here they just have a lighting effect, like whited out. Did you notice that? Get the glare off of it. And I have other production things or other, that have shown up on covers or in these reprint books and stuff. And it's nice to see that art being used again and again, not just one and done. Because, I mean, I wasn't buying comics back 20 when it was 20 cents. So I would have missed this one. And reprints are great. Some of my first comic books were reprints. Let me move this so I can put that. And Roots of Swamp Thing. Now, this one, he wrote his whole name out. He didn't just do that B, W or whatever. That's wild. But, or maybe that just looks different. I don't know. But it's all long drawn out here in black. I always like this cover of the Roots of Swamp Thing. Of course, need to get in another bag. I hate they put this in here because it can imprint on your cover. You don't want to have to, and this represents the origin of the creature, part 1 of 5. This is, in the early 80s, they did a lot of prestige format. This July 1986 came a lot of these, a lot of the Neil Adams, like X-Men, the early Bernie Wrightson Swamp Thing. It was kind of rebranding, recoloring probably as well. And sometimes you lose a lot in, I love the dollar comics that DC and Marvel do, but a lot of times the coloring they recolored it and it looks like crap. And those are collectible too. Some of them are, first appearances and things, just those books if you can get them, or the facsimile issues that are not just the dollar ones, but the like $3.99 facsimile ones. Now this one I picked up for $1, signed by Bernie Wrightson a few years ago. Yeah, but place opened up in a town called Silver Age Comics, and we went and we got like I think I only had about $50 to spend, and I was fortunate to find this. No, is it near mint? No, but it's not a rag, and it's the only copy I own. I think proudly presents the Swamp Thing, the original Lin Wynn Bernie Wrightson masterpiece. 1977. It was 1977. I had some production art. 1977, they came out with a lot of these one-shot type things. They did a Jonah Hex, which I had a production piece from from Brazil that differed a little bit, mainly where the logo would be in format. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, there that is, and that again, that's that long signature from the one how he signed the Adlers and signed that one comic in gold. But in 1977, they did like these. I don't want to say annuals, but they're off the radar. So check them out. I mean, different books. I'm just thinking of the Hex one and this one, but 77, 78. There's some books that you may not know is out there that came out from DC. And it's not that bad of shape. I mean, for $1, signed, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I took that one home. Might not have bought everything that day, but that was probably my number one book I got that day. This is a Max Half edition from Wizard, the Max. And it has the certificate of authenticity from 1993 on there. You flip that around, it's got like the Max's cover to number 4. Now you know he's flipping you off. You know he is. Come on. Let's be real. I love these things. Originally, with the Wizard magazine, if your comic book shop ordered 200 Wizard magazines, and how many did? How many even ordered 100? Even when Wizard was popular, okay, maybe a few, but for every 100, you got one of these books. They were the Wizard Ace editions, and I was paying 15. I would buy the one copy that at market price, about $15 for the very first ones, and then years later, they put up on eBay some from their warehouse. But did they publish maybe 3,000, 4,000 less? I don't know what the print run is on them, but they're acetate covers. Very nice. Kind of like the Marvels or Uncle E's Cyberfrog Del Keown acetate issues, where it's, lifting, clear. And I would like to do that with Devil Flyer for sure. This is the Wanted from Mark Millar, whatever. And they're numbered. The very first one was Creed, and I was lucky enough to get a double acetate cover. And I bought hundreds of these. I have like the Hulk #1, Avengers. What issues that it reprints? I don't know, but yeah, I mean, just certain ones, we bought heavily in to this. This is Wanted #1 reprinted in this nice acetate, and these are rare. These are fairly, I mean, I don't want to call them rare or scarce or anything, but originally they were meant to be. I don't know how many they printed, but one per store. You could see why they would have several hundred left over, you know, one or two or three. I mean, you got to sell 300 Wizard magazines to get 3 of these. And that's per month, you know. And I've already shown this one, but found it back there. Just show you another example of the Wizard Ice editions. And they did like I never watched it on TV. The X-Files. They did an X-Files, they did a Madman, they did a lot of Marvel stuff. They did the very first one was Creed, and I've got a double cover of that. So glad of that. I'll get that graded. This is number 14 in the series. This is Wizard number 68. It does tell you the wizard that you would have had to buy, I guess, to get this thing. But this is Evangeline, I guess. And that's it's neat to lift that up and see what's underneath it and everything. Love Aztec covers. This made me fall in love with Aztec covers. Hey, Smoking Wraith, what's going on in Arkansas? I know what's going on in Arkansas. You getting rain yet? Yeah. Green Lantern, Uncle E cover, Ethan Van Sciver, signed by Jeff Johns. Number 2, Green Lantern Rebirth. Signed on his shoulder there, Jeff Johns. Now I just got to get Uncle E to sign it. And we'll be set. Then I can retire. Yeah, right. Never going to retire. I don't care if I'm 93. I'm going to be working, doing something. Hopefully comics. Here's Jeff Johns signed. I do have a lot of Jeff Johns in this. I bought them at the same time, I guess. Yeah, certificate of authenticity, same guy. This might be that old guy. I mean, he would list stuff and he would, take his digital camera and, he's doing this in his bedroom or something. And you could see his tallywhacker. So in some, I think I warned him. I said, "You're off eBay, because you're showing some private bits. If you know what you're seeing and looking, then it's like, whoa, that's more than I garnered." Getting dark out, but nothing yet. Okay, yeah, this is number 3. Of course, the Spectre, Parallax. Evil Green Lantern, Parallax, the Unholy Trinity. And this is an Ethan Van Sciver cover. Uncle E. And Jeff Johns signed Justice Society of America, number 61. And we'll get back to the color guides. I haven't even covered Pez and all kinds of stuff. These great Marvel models. I showed you Spidey before, and they have a window cut out so you can see the different parts and stuff. But yeah, Captain America. These came out. Let's see. Do we have these are based on the old Polar Lights, I think. Models from the 60s, early 70s. They came out late 60s. But they are this is 2004. So they reissued them in 2004, and I was able to snag a Spidey, a Captain America, and a Hulk. I have to move these anyway. They're sitting on something I want to show you. Yeah, the Hulk. Vintage reproduction model kits. New, larger size. So I guess these are larger than the originals that probably came out. I never had any of the originals. That was before I started, and finding models, even put together models. Somebody probably want to keep that for a while. Imagine they're pretty valuable. And I think there was variant like, the window there in like part like colors. I don't know. There was something going on with that. But those are neat from 2004. that go way back to the late 60s. Here's a Pez header. This is Tinkerbell, and then all the others that came out. And again, these would fold up, and this would be the header on, and you'd have your box levels with the different Pez dispensers. Yeah, you don't care about that. Okay. And I showed you this. This is the Pez Favorites Collection. So why am I showing it again? Well, because, or was this the one? I think I showed you this one, actually. Yeah, Pez Favorites, just for comparison, and in size, too. Different versions of, and I can't find these things anymore. So I'm glad I have them. And I have some foreign ones, too. Die cut, so that'll be coming up maybe tomorrow. And then I showed you this. This is the Rescue Heroes. These came out after 9/11. Shows a black construction worker, and I told you that you had a black policeman, a black firefighter in the series as well. Well, why am I showing that again? Because I'm going to show you another header. There is a plan. Yeah. And on there has the black firefighter. I saw one box, it would have had a header like this, folded in, right, with all the levels. I found one, I cleaned up. I found the black, which was harder to find. Fireman, I found 20 in one stand. Now I know why they were hard to find. They were all in that one stand, and I bought them all. Yeah, but the black firefighter I found that the canine dog was the one everybody wanted the most, though, really. Besides the black variants that were harder to find in some cases. Black construction worker, not so much, but the black firefighter and the black police officer, but really the firefighter for sure. Okay. All right, another Jeff Johns signed JSA, number 62. I like this cover, and it's an Uncle E cover, an Ethan Van Sciver, one of my favorite Ethan Van Sciver covers, where the Spectre's just going to swallow him. And in the Silver Age, he held together apart two different planets, and can kind of adjust his size. So I guess he can do that. I was just going back here. Oh yeah, that's an Ethan cover too. I failed to point that out on that one. That's an Ethan cover. So I guess he did some of these JSAs. I knew he did this one, but this is my only copy of that one. I have another copy of that one that's unsigned. And oh my God, okay. Well, I must have bought them out because there's two signed Jeff Johns. Maybe we'll have to give a giveaway. I don't know, with certificate of authenticity. Two signed Jeff Johns of number 62. Now I know I can retire. These are found in many in vending machines in Japan. Very popular. This is Man. Do you remember Dynaman? I really didn't grow up with it. Might have been aware of it, sort of super hero kaiju type thing in the Godzilla Ram. At first I thought that was the Pez Vintage People. No disrespect intended towards the heroic first responders. No. You thought it was the Village People. Oh yeah, YMCA. Yeah. For you not old enough, that made no sense whatsoever. Okay, so they just took a comic book bag, and I leave them wrapped up, but I'll unwrap them for you guys. And they came with inserts. Oh yeah. Show you the whole line, I guess. Maybe more than are here. And these are the mini ones. These are the ones that come out only in like Japan in the vending machines. And so they have to be imported and you pay a little bit more for them. And does this fold out or what? There we go. Okay. So this shows you the whole thing. Let me get a little closer. This one here with the eye stalks is weird. But did you watch some Dino Man? Or I didn't really. I do have the complete collection nowadays. But they each one would come with a little insert, so you have all the little inserts with them here, and then here they are. I don't know if they're individually wrapped or what. I haven't had these out, like I say. Yeah, they come in little plastic. Now, whether they come in little bubble containers or just fall out like this, I've never seen a Japanese vending machine exactly how they do this. But this goes way back. I mean, totems. I showed you a couple of old totems from the 60s that were come out of a vending machine with the original boxes the other day. So that goes way back. Some of the neatest stuff and valuable stuff came out of gumball machines and things like that. Early vending machines. I showed you a G-Man ring that was metal that wouldn't even fit just hardly on my little pinky finger. And today, kids will go, they wouldn't allow that. When I was a kid, I had these, probably from the early 70s, had these platform shoes. They were spring shoes. They were big springs, and you would strap them to your feet like skating, but it had a platform here and here where your foot went and a spring in between. I mean, a big, powerful spring. And you talk about turned ankles or broke ankles. They would never do that today. And I never could stand up on the darn things, you know. But yeah, there's the character with the eye stalks and stuff. That's wild looking Pez. Let's see. Yeah, goofy looking Pez. Hurry up and go through these. Only a couple left. That one with the horns, beady eyes. No, I'm not going to open the plastic. It's the way they come. I collect the science fiction Perez. Oh, Pez? Are you trying to say Pez or Perez? What is Perez? I collect the science fiction Perez or whatever. Are you saying Pez? Pez? And I don't know if these are made in China or what. This is from a few years ago, and everything's made in China today, except for a few that come in, and mostly the seasonal stuff in Hungary. All right, back to some good comic books. Oh, message retracted, huh? Adam, checker top cover, number 29. I think I may have shown this before, but it was in with some of those I was pulling to put up. So I thought if I haven't shown it, it's still a good book to show. So have you seen it? Yes, Pez. Okay. So the science fiction Pez, but what science fiction Pez has come out? Trying to think of what would be in the science fiction genre, I'd love for them to do a Flash Gordon, or something like that. That'd be pretty cool. Atomic Rabbit, 68 pages. I probably bought this a little over a year ago. Haven't had it but this is one of the rare instances. DC did it where they put the price on there more than once. Well, this one has it on there regular, where it goes, little bitty though, but 15 cents here, 15, 15, 15. The price is on there 4 times on the cover. So 68 all new pages for 15 cents, 15 cents double value, 68 All new pages, 15 cents. And then, of course, the 15 cents over there. Atomic Rabbit. This is a early Charlton. Gave $9.50 for it. Nice candy cane. I'd call that a candy cane. Bullfighter cover. Atomic Rabbit. Have him go up against Mighty Mouse. I'd like to see that mash up. All right. Showed you just some of the covers, but that I got yesterday, but of the Golden Age books. But here is the Rango Kid #9, James Starlett as Kid. I guess it was on TV, movies. I'm not sure, but he had his own comic too. I know Bill Black loves this stuff. I think this is probably the stuff that he grew up watching on TV or reading. I don't know. But of course, this is the same people, Emmy, that come out with Mad Magazine, and this is pre approval code. There's no approval code. I forget to tell you about the on these books that these are pre. So this would be early 50s for sure, if not 40s. I should have looked. 10 cents. And I guess people but yeah, look at the colors. I guess people just took it for granted. They're all 10 cents. So they make it real small. What's up with that? Of course, sometimes I see it real big too. Kind of like the approval code. Now, this one I got from Elsie, and I think I went online and ordered some more of them. From 1993, it's a spacecraft cover. Too Much, Too Little. It's from the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Hey, if it's a comic and got a neat cover like this, I want it. I don't care what's inside of it. That's a neat looking, colorful cover. Reminds me of Lost in Space a little bit. Promo book. How many people have that in their collection? I'm looking for more copies of it because I think it's neat. I don't know if this is just the cover. This is Blue Circle #1 from the 40s, 1944. I gave $16.83 for the cover. The first couple of these had the superhero on it. He's going to take that Japanese saboteur and destroy him. Aye, Haji. Kind of like I love the screams on like Johnny Quest. And across his chest, some kid put Gunther or Gunther or who knows what he was called. Maybe it's Gladys or something. I don't know. But, wrote their name. They loved it. And looking at this, it looked like it, you go, well, cover, and it might have even been chewed on that. I don't know, on that corner. But, yeah, from this, you can tell. And they took a lot of these circle unused covers, and in the 50s, they wrapped them around like other books. It wasn't Blue Circle. They just took these unused covers that they had from the 40s and about a decade put them on other books. Isn't that interesting? And I showed you an example of that, one of them. The original Blue Circle book, and then the one from the 50s that has different inside guts. So if you haven't seen that episode, go back and look at that if you're interested. Yeah. Another thing about this is had one staple right there, single stitched. Why one staple for probably a pretty thick book? Why? Wartime rationing. In fact, my friend asked me about the graded book that Captain Midnight was a single stitched book, and it was a thick book. Those things fall apart. Kanga Jungle King #1, Now, this is going to be probably late 50s on these reprints. At first, you see the pyramid and IW up there. They would, the guy was a little bit of huckster. He didn't pay for the copyright to a lot of this stuff, but he got the plates and stuff. So he started making comics in the late 50s, kind of came under some heat. So he took a couple years off. And then, but the lower the numbering, like if you got a 16 or 18, that's later. Still early 70s to mid. And I've got 1965 book that they did, and it's still got 10 cents on the cover. Everything was long by then, 12-cent cover, and I've got a couple copies of that. I think I showed it early on. Um, um, that's kind of interesting that you could go, oh, this is only a dime, and pick it up. When everything was 12 cents for a long time, and then the thicker ones were 15 or whatever. But yeah, this is Kanga number 1. And this would have, and the numbering tells me this is the earliest, and the lower these are rare. Let's just say that, to get them with a low print number, much less the number 1. That's a pretty good one. I was able to snag this from somewhere off eBay, I'm sure. Now, Ethan Van Sciver, I'm not showing it today, but he did a variant cover to this very book, Hall of Heroes, Bog Swamp Thing, number 1. That is Ethan Van Sciver's first publishing house, Hall of Heroes. Kind of, sort of. I think he did a project which he wasn't paid for somebody else, but this is who he and Creed and from Trent Canuga. I think I said his name right. If I don't, well, I'll be embarrassed later. And these are hard to find. This is issue 2. This is Stephen Bissett cover. That first one might be as well. To get a number for this, I had to buy it out of the UK. And some people, it's not in the guide like that, books like that. So they go $50, $75. And you can't buy them for cheap. This may be a Bissett cover as well. It probably is. I think that is a Stephen Bissell. Bissell? I bad with names. I can't remember my own at the time. I did want to show these. I wasn't sure if I'd shown them before, but it's such a great title. I bought it when it came out. I read it when I came. I always read what I get. A nice indie book with a nice premise in the future where some of the animals have evolved. The Last Generation, number 3. I can't even remember if it's a black and white inside or color. Probably black and white. I mean, during the 80s, you had a black and white explosion. Nice, sensitive cover here. Of course, this has some spine ticks. But I think I only paid $1 for each of these issues. Wish I could have picked up some more of them. They did have some more, but I bought something else. I just wanted an example or two so that I could go back and get the rest of them. Number 5 of The Last Generation. Nice cover. Wounded Bear. Okay, Sleestack, you still in here, brother? Let me know if you are. Or I'm not going to show this gem. It's 5-cent gem. 52 pages, too. You in there, Sleestack? You still in there? Oh, the archive to Marvel Comics number 1. Man, in New York, about a year ago, they had a Marvel Comics number 1. The comic. And they had $1 million on it. And I would have bought it if I had $1 million. Because that was a special. Okay, I'll show that here in a minute. Just for you. I'm re-showing that book, but just for you, because you've missed some of those digests, and I'll re-show those because I know you got interest in them. Marvel Comics. Yeah. Number one, it was I forget the guy's name, but anyway, it had the publisher, it had the notations and like the page rates that he was paying, notated on the cover, but still very nice and graded. And they wanted $1 million for it. I'd still like to get it. Oh yeah, well, great. Share that YouTube link. Yeah, any kind of YouTube, and you can put other. Y'all have wrenches. You can put your own projects or other projects in here too in the chat. I don't care. It's all good with me. Know who to promote and who not to. Yeah, this is Maisie. I bought it because it's 5 cents. From the same person that I got the Harvey file copies from. Don't think this is a Harvey file copy. This is top quality, all approved stories entertainment. So top quality. A 5 cent, number 4. I'd never seen the original nationwide comics. I've not seen Maisie, but 5 cents. There was some nickel comics and there were some penny comics, but the penny comics were big. They were real small. And there for a few years, they didn't even know if they truly existed till some of them shown up. Okay. The variant without just showing his face, Steve Rogers. Look at that earnest look on his face. And the other one is too. Big old shield, classic covers behind him. Captain America icon. Yeah. Nice comic in the back. These icons are great. Expensive, but great. Yeah, that's the variant without the mask on. Here's the one with the mask. I just think he has a strange looking sculpted face on this one, on both of them. What do you think? I'm Steve Rogers. Pucker up and blow. So nobody knew if the Maisie comics truly existed. No. No, not the Maisie. Okay. I didn't know Maisie existed till I bought that one. That's an ant. It was the little bitty. The other day I showed a leather bound journal from 1963, Germany, I think, and it was green and it was about that big. It was, little square book, and it was leather bound, just blank pages, I think, or it might be ruled line. I can't remember, but they came out with little penny comics that would cost you a penny back in the 40s. And, I think Overstreet was going, or I don't know if it was him or not, but they were like, yeah, we've heard of penny comics, but we've never seen any. And some popped up. In fact, I've seen some pop up for sale, fairly reasonable. I don't have any penny comics, but I want to add some to my collection for sure. But now I had not heard of Maisie. But yeah, the little penny comics, they weren't sure they existed for a while till a few of them showed up. And I'm going to look around here before I get back into these color guides. Oh, yeah, I got all this here. I'm not doing too bad on time. This is another one of those. I was surprised. And they had different stickers around the body. So, but yeah, these were kind of hard to find. Use the sweet tarts instead of the sweeties or whatever, the sweet tarts instead of Pez or any other. Yeah, but the original Iron Man that came out around the first Iron Man movie time showed a Captain America maybe yesterday or the day before. Of course, it had the dollar stamp on it from Family Dollar. I don't think this came from there. Yeah. I pulled this out of the safe. Yeah. So what? Well, it's Yosemite Sam with the long whiskers on the side, and they bobbed them later. Almost immediately. It's low print, with the long whiskers. Might have had to do with the sharpness. I know that um, if things are sharp, they're often recalled real quick. It may be that the lever action doesn't work as well. Lost my. I'll mute myself just for a second to cough. If I can get a cord buried. Oh yeah. Oh, Lorenzo, I was in here. I was talking about that earlier. I have been promoting it. I um haven't been scheduling shows, but I'm normally on 3 shows a week. I'm on Topic Lists on Tuesdays. I'm on Red Valkyrie on Fridays. Of course, they didn't do that this week. And my phone's going on. Saturday morning. Oh well, no, I'm sorry. Early Sunday morning. Saturday after midnight on Apex. But yeah, I'll be getting on, and hopefully, I was going to get with you, Lorenzo, and do that. I and Tank Ferret are going to work on the campaign tomorrow, and we're going to restructure everything and add different tiers and stuff. I went to um, get some photos for the trading cards and things like that. I do have some of that scanned in, so and she's supposed to send that to me. And I was working on a color guide today to for her to scan and stuff and to send to a colorist. So we should have some of those pictures in and be adding to the campaign today and get another launch upward tomorrow, hopefully, because we'll be adding some stuff for sure. This lion here has no line demarcation on his mouth. So the ones, it's 50-50, you know, which are rare. I would say the one without the line, probably. Madagascar, of course. Sweet. Hey, okay, I'm ready. You're ready, huh? Tank for oh good, you're home. Tank Ferret has helped out with previous campaigns. Yeah, of course his daughter's been sick and and I was restricted very early on by moving my mother into assistant living. She's still in the process of doing stuff today. Um, okay, so this is Miami Heat, maybe. I don't know. These things are wrapped up and in the safe. I know they're rare. Anyway, it's a basketball. Anybody doesn't even care about Pez, but that's a rare, giving away promo at the event. I want to get back to the color guides. Um, yeah, this witch though, yeah, printed on there. That's rare, and it's a thin foot from the early '80s. So that. This is a real hard one to find rare. Witch from. I don't even know what these they are. I don't know that I knew. I mean, it's a candy dispenser, but and it's just the wrap around wrapping covers up everything. What's up with that? But from Japan, a couple things I got cheap from Japan uh, for all this, you know, postal went up. Another one. I think there are a couple different colors, like Japanese girls or something like that in there. Bought them, threw them in the safe. They've been there ever since. Now, oh yeah, the Latino or black girl. I don't know which. From the Spice Girls. She was a little harder to find and a little bit more valuable. Let's see. Here's an autograph card by George. By Lambert Wilson, and he played on the Holly Berry Catwoman movie. And here's a card signed by him. He played the bad guy, one of the bad guys, I guess, the main bad guy. Signed by him. I'm gonna have to show you the different regulars, the box regulars. The original Pez that came out in, were in like little tins still up to 1947. And there's only one example of it. I have the patent copyrighted, not copyrighted, copied a copy of the patent for the 1947, and there's only one example in a collection that'll probably not leave that example collection till the person dies. And that dispenser, that original patented Pez box dispenser, that's more like this, like a big, and actually it's more like one of those fluid filled lighters, in size. Um, and I think it might have been from the very beginning, like an after dinner mint or an after smoking mint or something. And like I said, in 1962, that for a short time they actually had nicotine Pez candy. It's fascinating to look at that company because they've had all kinds of stuff, even stuff in the German zone. Uh, and I've got some stuff from that era from the 50s, when the wall was up. But there's only one of those, and it was found in the trash because I tore mine up and threw them away. These things weren't kept. And now a lot of people, the internet was kind of started by Pez collectors, partially, so that they could trade. Now, these rounded tankers are hard to find. There's the green cab. I scouted and looked, you know, these were hard to find even when they were out, even when they came out. This was at from this place, I guess, convention. So they would have only been given to convention places. So people at the convention, and those conventions might have had 300 people. I don't know. These are rare. I mean, I show you that and it looks new, and you're like, oh, it's Pez. Okay. Some of these are rare and they're worth some money, especially if I've ever sold them. I've had them for years, but here's another box, and sometimes the sleeve comes off. You have a silver sleeve there for that containing the candy. I just wanted to show you a couple more of those because they're in there. Uh, Here's a glow in the dark Polly Pumpkin in the bag, which is rare one. It may even be a convention giveaway with the glow in the dark head. All these were from the safe and in there for a purpose, not just because they're Pez. Here's another tanker that's rounded. You have the more rectangular bottle, but the ones that are rounded that are tankers, and this is the red cab version. Um, Woo, pig suey. Y'all are getting out of hand now. I almost forgot the lizard. Yeah. Uh, Same here. Shadow cheers. Nothing in tank ferret is. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. 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 Okay. Now this is a misprint. If you can see, it's on the side. Um, it's a sheep from the hippity hoppity or whatever. Well, let's see if we can turn her. Yeah. See, they painted the lips and the nose in the wrong area. It's on the side of her face. It's not showing up too good, but it's an error, paint error. You can really see it there. But you can see it's not centered in her face. It's off to the side. I love paint errors. Now, out of Linz, I believe, Linz, Germany, you had the Bundesrat. And these were about $50 a piece, even when they came out, I think, for the set. So 25 a piece. Made in Hungary, I guess, because this one says made in Hungary in the bag. But you had a man and a woman. It's just the bulb with the face on there, and he looks unshaven and everything. She's got big lips. I really need to open that up and show you. These were Maybe for a convention over there. I forget. You could look them up. They were made in Hungary. Throat getting dry. And she got like big lips. I'll leave her in there, but maybe you can see that without any reflectivity. But yeah, you wouldn't think okay, what's that? Yeah, it's worth some money. It's heavy too, man. That head on that, pretty solid. And you keep them in nice little bags that tell where they're from. Of course, they would say made in China now, but Hungary still makes a few. A lot of times they have vats of like these stems, and they use them through the years and whatnot. Kind of just starting Pez collection nowadays, too much to try to get. Yeah, 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 yeah. For a long time, I mean, I showed it one day. It was, and I didn't go in great detail, but it was a 1997 laminated, and it started at the very beginning, and it just shows a couple of dispensers, and you're going through the decades, the years, and then it gets about up to the 80s or something, and it's starting, or even later than that, and the lists are getting longer and longer and longer. Now it really is. It's too much to keep up with. No kidding. So much. So many. Yeah. Big old smoocheroos. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What else could she do with those lips? Yeah, this is the red version. I have shown one of those, but maybe on the card. These are loose of ET. And you have the brown version, just the brown, like he would have been in the movie, right? Okay. And these are, I showed you the header the other day. These are the rocket pins that they came out with, I think, 2000. I'm not going to tell you what, Smoking Wraith. No kidding, so many. Law. You ain't going to tell me. Law. Yeah, these are red inserts that would have went in that. Now, I made a lot of fantasy Pez and made a lot of money on robots, making them robot Pez. About the lips. Oh, big old smoocheroo, smackaroos. No kidding. So many. You aren't going to tell me about the lips. What they can. Oh no, I'm not going to tell you what you can do with them. Yeah, big old lips. I leave something up to your imagination, but these have red inserts, and I bought them like this. Um, and the pin would have been around that, and I've got some that are silver, but usually they're clear. So the red ones, and to be loose like this, a whole set, that's pretty good. I'll just say. And you know what? I didn't see the comic to these guides. So what is up with that? Let me check here. Because I want to show that, but I don't want to show it without the book, because the book is kind of a obscure book. I may have it up here with the other guides. It may be it under the guides. There it is. Should I save these for tomorrow? I mean, I don't know. You tell me. I gotta have. That means I've got to pull other stuff for tomorrow. That's got to be equally as nice. Hey, Greg, Challenge of the Fantastic, the world's greatest death cheaters. Yeah, the Challengers Unknown were kind of known for that. So they did a mashup between the Challengers Unknown and Fantastic Four. Tom Grummett interior artwork, Tom Grummett cover. Remember that one from Amalgamated Comics? A mashup between Marvel and DC? Well, you're getting ready to see Pages. It's kind of an obscure title, so you're getting ready to see some Tom Grummett production art pages, color guides to this issue. And I wanted to have the issue here to show you because it's not like a Superman or Batman or something like that. A lot of people may not even know that issue's out there. But I love me some Tom Drummond artwork. So, drum roll, please. Let's see. This is issue. Well, we know the issue. This is page number 4. Mark it so small, but they have it red up in the corner too. So we have the red ghost and his super apes there behind him, and a little bleed through. Got the king of Wakanda there sitting, Black Panther. Red Ghost and the Super Apes, one of my favorite, villain type things in Marvel Universe, simply because they were in Fantastic Four 13 first appearance, and Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko inks, the only inks he did except for the cover to number 14 of Fantastic Four. Yes, thank you for adding that link. Anytime you want to, 67 here today. Yeah, Devil. High of 28 tomorrow. Yeah, high of 28 tomorrow. Birthday snow and ice. I'll give you some yellow snow and ice that I saved in the freezer. Here's page 8. You see one of them shrank down and yelling in her ear. You see the shadow of the Watcher here. The long shadow. Watcher. Yeah. You think that was a good Fantastic Four and Challenge of the Unknown? They were both Kirby creations, I suppose. This is issue. I'm sorry. Keep saying issue. Page 12. Done on paper. I prefer the ones that are on acetate, but I have some on paper from the little bleed through there. Some markers. Again, that's just the cheaper way they did it. I have some that I know I have not shown, some production pieces from Charlton Comics in the 80s, and they would reprint some of their old artwork. Some of it might have been earlier in the 70s, might have went back to the 60s, and it looks like crayon. Their color guides are like crayon. Cheaply done. By then they were on the way out and they were doing stuff cheap. It's just interesting to know that. Who is this Kirby fella? Ooh, it's fat. You know who he is. I know you know enough. Anyway, issue. I did it again. Page 22. And this is Galactus or something, his ship, I think. And the reason I say that is I've heard about a crackle or something. Yeah. He's laughing. Okay. Yeah, you have a Galactus and I guess Brainiac. Skull there? That's Brainiac. And the thing here had like 4 arms, you know? Man, I love this Tom Drummond artwork. This is page 28. Great one shot. I would say that's one of the Superboys were. And this is probably Silver Surfer and the Black Skater or something. I don't know, from the Jack Kirby Fourth World mashup. I don't know. But it's kind of like the Galactus story retold with somewhat. You can see Galactus there on top of the Baxter building setting up his machine to consume the earth. And there's the thing with 4 arms going up against him, Challenge of the Unknown. I don't know. I had to reread that when I find the time. When I find the time. Did you call you one? Who's this Jack Kirby fella? And this is issue. Damn. Well, apparently he turned back into Ben Grimm. Uh-oh. Did, surely they didn't kill him. Anyway, mm, Johnny Storm. This is issue 30 toward the end of it. A little bleed through. Okay, here. What we got here? I already showed those. Okay. This is stapled. Wolverine number 93, page 7 says, please reverse stat panel. And you'll see that. I've shown you John Buscema. It said flot. So they flot the image or reverse the image. Please reverse it here on their stat panel too. I guess he wanted, instead of this, him facing this way, he wanted it facing that way. So they flop it. And this is stapled. It does have a back sheet with notations on there. Something on Capricorn. I don't know. Maybe the horoscope. But anyway, this is Wolverine number 93, page 10. And this is interesting. I've not ran into this before, but there's the color version. I guess I have, just not like this. And then the staple to it, the black and white version. So you have the black and white and the color together. And your horoscope, Capricorn. This is the only place I have a wrench. How can I abuse this newfound power? Galactus looks a little Skeletory. Yeah. He was like the floating ship uh, came out probably in 1983 when Brainiac and Luthor getting his purple and green power suit and Brainiac going off Skeletor, with that floating skull ship. I think that first came out in 83. This is Wolverine 93, page 10. Nice little repartee going on between a wheelie popping motorcycle driving Wolverine. And I've shown you a Wolverine motorcycle toy on this show before. He's popping a wheelie going out there and it's like, hey, and he's smiling back with a little glint on his teeth there at Storm. Slow down, you're going to kill yourself. Who knows what she's saying? If you got the comic, you know what she's saying. And a little bleed through. Bought these from all the same person, same time, pretty much. Yeah. Now, I don't know if this is Andy or Adam Kubert. So tell me, I'd have to look. I'm kind of unfamiliar with their, I would say, which one's older, Andy or Adam? I think Adam. So this might be Adam Kubert. Don't know. 50-50 chance. Here's Wolverine 93, page 19. A little stare down between Wolverine and Galactus. I'm not sure who the blonde haired guy that Wolverine's assisting is. Maybe it's Havoc. Who knows? Interesting layout to a page, sort of stacked box, with, I guess, dialogue would be here and off to the side there. That's kind of an interesting layout from one of the Kubert kids. And it has, you can drop the link. Better get to work then. Oh, yeah? I better get to work then. Need links, huh? If I'm technologically retarded. Yeah, me too. Let's see. Okay, this is to do with the coloring notations here for different effects and things, and they taped this one If you see, it has a binding tape there with the notations, and it doesn't. It's not even the same size. It ends right here, and this has some colored in. I think that's July 12th, 2005. So 2005 issue of Wolverine, I guess. And I really like this page. This X-Men 5418 by one of the Kubert kids. Um, nice Jargonaut layout with the stairs and everything. Reminiscent. A little blue, especially the blue of the panels, huh? Interesting to see how things are made. I had Bleed Through Devil looks like 50 magazines for some reason. Yeah, makes them. I'd been kicking out. I I I I'd have been kicked. Yeah, kicked out of the Kubert school. I don't know. They might have. There's been Andy Smith and Patrick, and if they didn't kick those guys out, they probably wouldn't kick you out either. And Shane Davis. I mean, Shane Davis. Come on. It's a wonder he wasn't kicked out. I wish I could. It must have been. I wish could draw even doodle. Hey, I would have done that too if I could have met Joe Kubert. And I solicited packets from them all the way back in the 50s when I was a kid. But I just didn't want to go to New Jersey, and they didn't have the correspondence courses like they do now. Um, and they even had an animation department there for a few years before it closed. Um, this is X-Men 17, page 20. So who's this artist? Is this one of the image artists that Greg likes? I don't know. You tell me. Greg, you still in here? Look at all the notations for the colors. This is messy art. This is production. And you can buy production artwork um, for a lot cheaper than you can original artwork. That's for sure. That's not why I got it. Really, it was I got into production art because of the Jack Adler collection. Maybe multiple styles of sweet watching imagination. Yeah. Um, yeah, coming up on 2 hours and almost finished. I knew this one would go 2 hours. Here's from the same issue, X-Men. Oh, what did I say? X-Men. They write it so small too. X-Men 17, page 20, and this is X-Men page 17, page 23. And this really feels thicker, and it may have another sheet here on the back to absorb because you don't get as much bleed through. But they have it stapled here, here, here. I mean, they weren't even about how they stapled it at a diagonal. I guess it's just a bleed through sheet on the back, but there that one is. Nice femme fatale. Or look how big that calf muscle is in proportion to her head. Like it's closer, but it's exaggerated. Just saying. But now Greg and others, like Johnny Come Lately saw the image stuff. I love the bleed through. Yeah, psychedelia. I guess that was the last one. Is that the last one? Except for the bag, vintage bag. Have a sale on that. Oh no, we got more. Just a little bit. That bag probably goes to this little Green Lantern. Yeah, and that's got look at that, like a tracing paper, rice paper with little notations and stuff on it. You see that even I have one piece in the Adler collection like that too. Um, This is very small type. It is page 27. I think. No, it issue 27, page 21. And maybe this sheet. Now this looks like the old ones that I have, like in the Adler, where you have like this says Digital Chameleon, but you have an approval. You would have on the old ones, you would have approval, which might be like I have one that has Jack Adler signing, notated on back, Carmen Infantino and Joe Orlando. They all checked off and made sure everything was okay. Same thing here, but only one person checked off approved by on there. And this sheet may go over this way, just float around. I don't know exactly what they're going for there. I think so, because I think this is making notation here. I thought I saw a red circle. Maybe that's on this one. Yeah. Notation here. What they do is they just flop this over because it's the back. And they're talking about these dots here, these sort of not really Kirby dots, spaced out dots there. What to do, what color, or color correction, perhaps. I think this is from the same issue. And again, a flop over where, okay, so this would give you the color notations, and the globe the Guardian is holding is, to tell what sienna or whatever color to be used. And then when not in use, you just flop it back. Show you that a little better. But yeah, that globe would have a glow. And we do all do that in the computer nowadays and send it in a file to the printer. And all this would be redundant and unnecessary. Well, Kirby dots. Kirby who? Yeah, you're really yanking my chain. Smoking Wraith, you may be the only one left in here. I doubt it. People just don't have a lot to say, especially after 2 hours, and they may be enthralled by the treasures I brought out today. Treasures or trash? Yeah, check the campaign out, especially later tomorrow. I hope everything's going to be fixed by then. And things on the right track. So, yeah, I'm in it for the Arky. Yeah, thank you. So, thanks, guys, for coming in. Of course, I've got to put all this stuff up, and I've got to get some more down. So, can we talk today? I don't know. You want to try? Some of this come from the safe. The Pez clicks, stuff like that. But, yeah, I was really surprised to find what I found. What will I find tomorrow? What will you get to see tomorrow? It's one of a kind. And Tank Ferret's in here at the very end. Hey. After 2 hours of streaming. Well, Tank, I hate to say it, but keep collecting. Bye for now. If you want to get together later, let me know. Bye.